Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find land for sale by owner. That way you're guaranteed the most maximum discount possible and you're finding the best piece of land for the best price. All right, in this video, I'm going to show you, does mail even work? How to use the phone, what the cool kids are doing these days, and some of the best tricks I know as far as buying land for sale by owner. All right, I'm going to talk to you about mail. There's a lot of misconceptions about mail. There's a lot of people saying mail doesn't work anymore. I'm going to tell you why I love that they think that, and I'm going to teach you why I love mail. So I'm going to tell you how to mail landowners. So who do we want to talk to when we're buying land for sale by owner? We want to talk to the people that own land, but I also want you to go for the highest, lowest hanging fruit, the juicy fruit. And we're going to talk to these landowners that are behind on their taxes and also most likely most of the time out of state or out of the county. I'm going to tell you how to get the lowest hanging juicy fruit possible, and that's by getting in front of actual landowners. But not just landowners, but these are landowners that are usually the most motivated to sell their land. It's either a weight on their shoulders or a burden. They might have inherited this stuff, or they might have went on vacation out in Colorado 20 years ago and their husband or their wife said, let's buy some land. Let's build a cabin, and they never went back. I'm going to show you how to get in front of those people and get a letter to them or a postcard that says, hey, I'd like to buy your land. If you're interested, give me a call. So we're going to talk about the letter. Let's talk about it now. The letter. So basically, it's just super simple. It says, hey, my name is Brent, and I'd like to buy your land for this price. Or we could do a postcard, which is a lot of times even cheaper and easier to mail. There's no upfront research to do. And that postcard is just like what I just said. Hey, my name is Brent. I'd like to buy your land. Give me a call. And then we're also going to mail it to the juicy fruit I told you about. These are people behind on their taxes. I don't care if they're 45 days behind. That means they might be a little motivated to sell their land to you. And they're also out of the county and out of the state, so they never get to see this land, they never get to enjoy it, they never get to use it, and they're not paying their taxes. So who better to mail than someone that's behind on their taxes and out of state? And these people are going to be the most genuine people to speak to because you're solving a problem for them. Let's talk about using the phone. This is the worst case scenario. The biggest fear for some people is picking up that 100-pound phone. This is the best people to call, the best thing to do. When you're afraid of something, grab that phone and just do it. We want to call landowners that, like I just mentioned, behind on their taxes, out of state, out of county, and talk to them and just see if they consider an offer on their land that they don't ever see, that they're behind on taxes and they're out of state and they're never going to it. And you want to just see if you could solve a problem for these sellers. Talk to them. They're human beings. They're easy to talk to. And just ask, say, hey, I'm interested in purchasing a piece of land in this area. Have you ever considered selling? Or would you consider an offer? And a lot of times they're going to ask, so what are you offering? And that's where you kind of pull back now. At this point, you want to pull this rope, not push the rope. That's where you say, great, can you tell me a little bit about the land? How many acres is it? Are there any trees? Is there water access? Is it buildable? And sometimes, I know in the back of your mind you're thinking, well, I called them, I should know. That's okay. Sometimes the landowner will say, well, didn't you call me about it? But 99% of the time, they'll go right into it and tell you all about this beautiful, majestic piece of land that they've never seen. Or the reverse opposite of that coin, they'll say, I hate this place. There's no water. It's not buildable. The neighbors are, what? And they'll kind of talk you into buying it. And that's the kind of seller you want to talk to. The one that's motivated, the one that's got a weight on their shoulders, the one that's tired of paying the taxes, or they inherited it 20 years ago. And that's the power of the phone. Before I move on to these next two gems, I want to challenge you to punch that subscribe button because you want to be notified when I come out with more content on how to buy land at the most massive discounts and how to sell this land at premium and retail prices. But go ahead, hit the subscribe button now. What are you waiting for? All right, let's talk about what all the cool kids are doing. Who answers their phones these days? Who returns voicemails? Who listens to their voicemails? Let's talk about the best way to get in touch with the landowner right away. The average person checks their text messages probably about every 5 minutes. So I want to give you a caution though before you go and start texting landowners. I want you to run this list against the National Do Not Call Registry and the State Do Not Call Registry. Be very, very careful about this. If they're on the Do Not Call Registry or they're professional litigators, or they've been in court before for somebody calling them or texting them and they've sued somebody, take those people off your list and only mail them. You cannot get sued by sending someone a piece of mail as long as it's, hey, I'd like to buy your land. It's something, sweet and simple like that. But texting, let's talk about what the cool kids are doing. If you are getting in front of landowners that are behind on their taxes or out of state, out of county, and you send them a simple text, hey, it's Brent, are you interested in selling your land in Wauchula County? Would you consider an offer? Something simple like that. Keep it short. This is text messaging. I guarantee you're going to get more responses than what you can keep up with. Texting is so simple because you could send a random text message and it could be on your convenience. Let's just say you have a full-time job and you're trying to find land for sale by owner and you have 30-minute lunch break. You could send out 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 texts within that 30 minutes and then respond to them once you get home. And only respond to the kind people, the people that want to talk to you, the ones that hit stop or say, those mean, arrogant, nasty things to you. Don't even respond to those people. You don't want to bring on the negativity. Only talk to the people that want to talk to you, because here's the thing. You got to get over this. 99 out of 100 people are not going to want to take your massively discounted offer to them. I want to talk to you today about something that we all see, and most of the time when we don't need it, we don't see it. It's something called your reticular activator. When you buy a red Honda Civic, you now see red Honda Civics passing you everywhere all day long. So I want to talk about something that I love that works very well for me and my company, and that is signs. Whether we're buying land for sale by owner and or selling land for sale by owner, I use signs. And let me talk about what these signs say. Basically, the sign is super simple. Looking to buy land. I'm looking to buy land, and then a phone number. Sellers of land will call you on this. And let's turn it on the reverse opposite side of this coin. When we're looking to sell our land, we say must sell 3 acres and then our phone number. We get buyers and sellers calling us on this. They might say, hey, I actually have 3 acres for sale. Would you be interested in buying that as well? I don't know why it's so weird, but people call us all the time on our land for sale signs to sell us land. And then the same thing with land for sale. We sell land so fast with signs because people are looking in these areas. When you're looking to buy a house, you start looking on Craigslist and Zillow and Realtor.com, and you also look at signs. Same thing for land. If you're looking for a piece of land or it's on your someday maybe list, you start looking for signs. You look at random signs on the side of the road, and it works for buyers and sellers. So I have a free gift for you. It's my land buying roadmap. Every single time I buy a piece of land for sale by owner or however I buy it, we use this land buying roadmap. My team uses this land buying roadmap, and this thing has saved me so much grief because in the beginning, it's pretty much all the mistakes that I made and how you can avoid them. So if you want this, go ahead, click the link below in the description, and it's all yours.